Here are today's headlines. The House Justice Committee votes to find probable cause to impeach Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno. The Bureau of Internal Revenue files tax evasion charges against Rappler. The United Nations vows to send a new special rapporteur that will investigate the country's war on drugs. And Ilocos Norte celebrates National Women's Day with the annual Kine Kine Dance Parade. Good day, I'm William Theo.
And I'm Pia Roses Morato. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom.
Lawmakers are expected to vote on the impeachment of Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno in May.
This comes after the House Justice Committee finds probable cause to impeach the Chief Justice. Here's our report.
Voting 38-2, the House Justice Committee found probable cause to impeach Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno. The impeachment complaint contains 4 grounds, including corruption, culpable violation of the Constitution, betrayal of public trust, and other high crimes. The complaint also alleged 27 acts constituting the offenses charged against Sereno. Oriental Mindoro Representative and Committee Chairman Reynaldo Umali says the complaint questions Sereno's fitness to serve as head of the judiciary. The House panel made the decision after 5 months of weekly hearings on a complaint filed by lawyer Larry Gadon. House Majority Leader Rodolfo Fariñas earlier said the House may have to wait for the Supreme Court's decision on the quo warranto petition filed against Sereno before the plenary voting on her impeachment. Fariñas said the soonest possible time the House plenary could put the impeachment complaint against Sereno to a vote is May 14. The committee report along with the articles of impeachment are set to be submitted on March 14. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Rom Dulfo.
The House Justice Panel should prove its impeachment case before the Senate, according to the camp of Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno. Sereno spokesperson Jojo Lacanilao said they were not surprised by the vote to find probable cause as the panel has already prejudged the case since the hearing started. Even as the committee report has yet to reach the plenary, Lacanilao said the Chief Justice was looking forward to her upcoming trial in the Senate sitting impeachment court. He said the burden of proving that the Chief Justice should be removed from the office remains with the House. Lacanilao said Sereno is eager to go on trial and to respond to the allegations against her, which she failed to do after the committee barred her lawyers to cross-examine the witnesses on her behalf.
11 members of the Aegis Juris fraternity are facing charges due to their involvement in the hazing and death of UST law freshman Horacio Acho Castillo. Here's a report.
The Department of Justice filed criminal charges against 10 members of the Aegis Juris fraternity over the death of UST law freshman Horacio Acho Castillo III from hazing last September. The DOJ panel of prosecutors found probable cause to indict the fratmen for violation of Republic Act 8049 or the anti-hazing law, a non-bailable offense. The Justice Department also filed charges for perjury against John Paul Solano, the fratman who took Castillo to the Chinese General Hospital. According to Prosecutor General Jorge Catalan Jr., the resolution is based on the testimony of fellow Aegis member Mark Ventura, who was also present during Atio's final rites. Meanwhile, the dismissal of all charges against Dean Nilo Divina and Faculty Secretary Arthur Capili have been recommended for lack of evidence. In a related development, Atio's parents filed charges of murder, robbery, and violation of the anti-hazing law against 31 individuals, including Divina and 21 other respondents, for committing 4 counts of perjury and obstruction of justice. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Abs Abando.
Vice President Leni Robredo turns over a package of abaca processing equipment to farmers in Piagapo Town, Lanao del Sur. The livelihood resources taken through Robredo's Angat Buhay anti-poverty flagship program consisted of an abaca stripping machine, 66 sacks of organic fertilizer, 44 sickles, and 2 sprinklers. Piagapo Mayor Ali Sumandar underscored the importance of the abaca livelihood subsidies. Sumandar said most of the town farmers are into abaca fiber processing has proven to be profitable for them over the years. The farmers are now negotiating with more investors through the assistance of the Mindanao Economic Development Council. Robredo said her office is also looking to partner with Tapukan Farmers Movement for Progress and Concord Incorporated, or TFMPCI, for capacity building trainings for the Abaca farmer beneficiaries. The trainings would focus on enterprise development and financial literacy. The TFMPCI is a non-government organization that operates in the municipalities of Piagapo and Sagiaran.
The New People's Army continues to lose assets in the military's latest campaign against the communist group. Government troops hold 209 firearms and 155 improvised explosive devices belonging to the NPA from January to February 2018. Colonel Emmanuel Garcia of the AFP Public Affairs Office said the Eastern Mindanao Command alone confiscated a total of 165 firearms and 131 IEDs from the rebels. The latest arms cache were discovered by 16th Infantry Battalion in Calinan District and by the 66th Infantry Battalion of the Philippine Army in Compostela Valley. Surrenderers brought with them their firearms, which are turned over to the military. Each firearm has a corresponding reward to help former rebels to start a new life, in addition to the immediate assistance from the Comprehensive Local Integration Program. The AFP continues to call on the remaining rebels to return to the fold of law and be productive members of the community.
Still to come, the Bureau of Internal Revenue files tax evasion charges against Rappler. These and more when the PNA Newsroom continues.
Marami pang mga displaced na tao sa Marawi City ang nakatanggap ng pagsasanay at tulong sa pagsaka, kasama ang suporta na ibinigay ng Go Negosyo Converges sa pamamagitan ng isang modelo ng proyekto sa bukid na matatagpuan sa bayan ng Barangay Linamon, Ditsaan, Ramain, Lanao del Sur. Ang tinatawag na Pakaradyan Koragunan, isang pagdiriwang ng pag-aani kung saan ang mga benepisyaryo nito ay kasama rin ang mga residente at magsasaka ng munisipalidad ng Ditsaan, Ramain at Bubong na nakatanggap din ng mga sertipiko ng pagkumpleto ng programa. Sa pagtataguyod ng entrepreneurship sa agrikultura, ang programa ay naging posible sa pamamagitan ng pakikipagtulungan ng Century Pacific Food Incorporated, Vita Coco, Harvest, Armed Forces of the Philippines, mga lokal na pamahalaan ng Lanao del Sur, Ditsaan, Ramain at Bubong. Sinabi ni Go Negosyo Project Head para sa ARMM at Projects and Advisor for Agri-Enterprises na si Ana Margarita Hontiveros Malvar, umaasa siya na ang mga pamaraan na ito ay talagang magiging bahagi na ng kanilang karanasan sa pag-aaral at magagamit nila sa kanilang sariling lupain sa pag-uwi nila. Maaalala ang parehong proyekto na ipinatupad sa Barangay Abaga, Balui, Lanao del Norte, kung saan ang mga IDP ay mga benepisyaryo din. Ang proyektong ito ay binalak din na ipatupad sa ibang munisipyo sa Lanao del Sur. Samantala, ang Department of Agriculture Lanao del Sur ay nangako na susuportahan ang mga proyektong ito sa Ditsaan, Ramain sa pamamagitan ng pagbibigay ng mga benepisyaryo ng mga binhi at mga materyales sa pagtatanim, kabilang ang suporta sa technical at marketing. Ayon naman kay Yusuf Gitukalan, isa sa mga benepisyaryo at isang IDP na kasalukuyang naninirahan sa Ditsaan, Ramain, ay hinihimok niya ang kanyang mga kapwa residente na magsaka rin. Nais niya na ang kanyang kapwang Maranao na matuto at mapakinabangan ang proyektong ito, sapagkat hindi lamang sila makakakuha ng kita, kundi magkakaroon din sila ng isang malusog na pangangatawan. Dagdag pa ni Gitukalan na natutulungan siya ng proyekto na makalimutan ang nangyari sa Marawi.
Magpapasalamat ako sa Go Negosyo dahil tinulungan kami nila makalimot sa nangyari sa amin diyan sa Marawi City. Napakagandang oportunidad na tapos nakuha namin ang pinag-aralan ng trainer sa 4 na taon sa 3 buwan lang. Dahil doon, nagpapasalamat ako sa aming trainer at saka yung nag-sponsor sa kanya, Go Negosyo, dahil sa suporta nila. Ngayon, pagtapos naming harvesting, tuloy-tuloy din ang tatanim namin ng mga iba't ibang gulay, prutas, para na ma-improve namin ang aming buhay.
Ang isang proyekto sa pagsaka para sa mga nagbalik na residente ng Marawi ay pinasimulan din sa pamamagitan ng isang tagpo ng mga ahensya ng gobyerno tulad ng Kagawaran ng Agrikultura, Kagawaran ng Agrarian Reform, Kagawaran ng Social Welfare at Development, kasama ang United Nations World Food Program at United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization. Para sa Bayan, Sweet Lukman, Philippine Information Agency.
Rappler Holdings is now facing a tax evasion complaint as the Bureau of Internal Revenue accused the company of failing to pay income and value-added taxes. Here's our report.
The BIR filed a tax evasion complaint before the Department of Justice against Rappler Holdings Corporation for failing to pay 133 million pesos in taxes. Respondents to the complaint were RHC President Maria Ressa and Treasurer James Bitanga. The BIR alleges that the company is liable for non-payment of 133 million pesos in income taxes and VAT for the year 2015. Based on the complaint, RHC purchased common shares from Rappler Incorporated worth about 19 million pesos. It then issued and sold the Philippine depositary receipts to two foreign firms worth over 181 million pesos. The agency explained that RHC is subject to income tax and VAT, being a dealer in securities. However, RHC's annual ITR and VAT returns for 2015 does not reflect any IT and VAT from the PDR transaction. Last January, the Securities and Exchange Commission revoked the Certificate of Incorporation of Rappler Incorporated and RHC for allegedly violating the Constitution and foreign equity restrictions in mass media. Rappler has appealed the decision before the Court of Appeals and argues that the SEC ruling was done in the absence of a formal charge, which was supposed to be required in the Commission's rules. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Janice Cave.
President Rodrigo Duterte threatened to charge those who oppose the rehabilitation of Boracay after revealing a plan to declare Boracay under a state of calamity. Duterte added he would even order the arrest of those who would resist efforts to bring back Boracay to its original state. The president holds certain people responsible for the deterioration of Boracay, including local officials. He said the country's popular tourist spot could no longer be used by the next generation if the issues of health, public interest, and law and order would not be addressed by the government. The president reiterated his plea to the courts not to issue a temporary restraining order so as not to complicate the problems in Boracay. President Duterte had earlier described Boracay as a cesspool due to the sewage and garbage destroying the island's ecosystem and endangering the health of visitors.
The Philippines is seen as one of the most attractive markets in Asia for household goods, with the market projected to reach 249 billion pesos by 2022. BMI research forecasts that spending in household goods in the country may grow to 6% yearly from 2018, amounting to 197 billion pesos in the next 4 years. BMI research says the country's household goods market is driven by its large demographic group of first-time home buyers and rising disposable income. The demographic includes middle-income spenders and first-time buyers who rent or live at home with their parents due to increasing housing prices. Aside from furniture, the Philippine market is likely to spend more on household textiles, household appliances, glass, tableware and utensils, and home and garden equipment. The attractiveness of the Philippine market has reportedly caught the attention of Swedish furniture giant IKEA, which is set to open in the country at an undisclosed date.
Nearly 600 Tokhang surrenderers finished the 90-day community-based rehabilitation program of the Department of Interior and Local Government in Isabela. The Life After Tokhang or LIFT rehabilitation program has participants in San Mateo and Naguilian towns. Officials of the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, PNP Isabela, barangay leaders, religious sector representatives, and civilians also witnessed the event. Police Chief Superintendent Jose Mario Espino, Cagayan Valley Regional Police Director, said the LIFT program is intended to assist and facilitate recovery from drug abuse and dependence. Chief Inspector Francisco Dayag, Naguilian Police Chief, meanwhile said the graduates promised not to go back to their illegal drug use. Dayag said the graduation of the Tokhang responders would eventually help the town attain a drug-free status.
Authorities are set to file charges against unscrupulous traders in General Santos City who were found repacking NFA rice and selling them off as commercial varieties. Here's a report.
The National Food Authority and the National Bureau of Investigation have set a pre-hearing as they launched a probe into the alleged repacking of NFA rice for commercial use. NFA officials and NBI Sarangani District Office agents on Wednesday found sacks of NFA rice being mixed with commercial rice during a raid in a warehouse in Barangay Sinawal, General Santos City. This comes after the NBI received complaints from concerned citizens about the modus operandi of unscrupulous traders who sold rebagged rice at a higher price. 291 bags of rice were recovered along with empty sacks, sewing machines, and a weighing scale. The local NFA office withheld the identities of the owner of the warehouse and the traders involved in the rebagging of rice pending an ongoing investigation. Meanwhile, Mosqueda said the NFA is conducting a separate internal investigation on the possible involvement of NFA personnel in releasing rice supplies to non-NFA accredited retailers. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Abs Abando.
Up next, the United Nations vows to send a new special rapporteur that will investigate the country's war on drugs. Ilocos Norte celebrates National Women's Day with an annual Kine-Kine dance parade. These and more when the PNA Newsroom returns.
Malacanang welcomes the United Nations sending of a new special rapporteur who is expected to fairly investigate the country's war on drugs. Here is our report.
Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque explained that Agnes Calamar, special rapporteur in extralegal killings, has no credibility because she has prejudged the president's anti-illegal drugs campaign. UN Secretary General Antonio Gutierrez will propose new personalities as possible special rapporteurs under the thematic rapporteur system of its Human Rights Council. Calamar visited the Philippines in May 2017 to attend a forum on illegal drugs and told the media that the war on drugs would not work and will only worsen the problem. Roque said Calamar made her conclusions as if an investigation had already been concluded. Foreign Affairs Secretary Alan Peter Cayetano had asked the UN to send another special rapporteur, saying Calamar has been stripped of any credibility to carry out the scrutiny. Roque assured the Philippine government will continue to recognize its obligation to uphold human rights and the sovereign rights of the UNHRC to investigate a country. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Abs Abando.
Go Negosyo and Philippine Franchise Association, in partnership with the Department of Trade and Industry, Provincial Government of Lanao del Sur, and the City Government of Marawi, launches a franchise intervention to rebuild Marawi program for the returned residents of Marawi City to create livelihood and job opportunities in the city's once thriving business economy. Such program provides franchise and entrepreneurial seminars, and offers special franchise investment packages. Its goal is to help rebuild the economic fabric of the city by providing a viable investment option, promoting local trades activities, generating jobs in the community, and giving opportunities to the residents of Marawi to revive their livelihood. Beneficiaries gained additional knowledge on business and franchising as several franchise brands representatives discussed what they offer, pointing out the necessary requirements to avail business permits. Mayor Mahul Gandamra recognizes the outpouring support from the government, private sectors, and other non-government organizations for helping Marawi and its people. With the decline of Marawi's economy due to the siege, FIRM is the first program related to franchise assisting the city to recover. For PNA Newsroom, Laid Kabagani of Philippine Information Agency.
The NLEX Road Warriors booked the last ticket to the PBA Philippine Cup semifinals after completing a 2-0 sweep of its quarterfinal series against Alaska at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. Kevin Alas saved the day for the Road Warriors even as their defense over the Aces proved vital in the fourth quarter. NLEX was in control for most of the first half until Alaska dropped 28 points entering the fourth. Mike Miranda gave the lead back to NLEX while Kevin Alas sealed the win with a hang-time layup. Alas finished the 18 points, 9 rebounds, and 1 steal, while Miranda chipped in 12 points and 3 rebounds for the Road Warriors. Calvin Abueva made 17 points, 16 rebounds, and 1 block for the Aces, which will miss the next round despite entering the playoffs as the third seed.
Women in Ilocos Norte celebrated National Women's Day and Women's Month with their annual Kini-Kini Parade.
The event is part of the local government's commitment to promote women's rights. Here is our report.
Hundreds of women from the 21 towns and 2 cities of Ilocos Norte occupied the main streets of Lawag for the Kini-Kini or Sway Hips Parade to highlight National Women's Month. Purple was the motif of the parade, being the official color of International Women's Day, which was founded more than a century ago in New York City. In the Philippines, National Women's Day is marked nationwide during National Women's Month to celebrate women's social, economic, and political achievements and to call for gender equality. Over the years, the Ilocos Norte government, under the administration of Governor Amy Marcos, has strengthened programs and services for women, such as the provision of livelihood assistance, skills training, and promotion of women's health and welfare. Among the major innovations for women empowerment are the establishment of pink hotlines to address reports on violence against women and children, in coordination with the Provincial Social Welfare and Development Office, Gender and Development Office, and Women's Desk Office. The same offices sheltered under one roof at the provincial capital also conduct seminars on teenage pregnancy, sexual harassment, rape, and other gender and development issues among barangay communities. For Marcos, the women of today play an important role in the society as they have the heart of a leader. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Pamela Marie Seminiano.
Let's now check out the weather forecast for Metro Manila and the rest of the country.
Summer's already looming around the corner, and in 2 weeks, we're observing Holy Week.
It's getting hot in here, Will, and it's time to either go to Baguio or maybe the beach.
Where do you usually go for
Well,
Holy Week?
it depends. We either stay home or we decide to go to the beach. I love the water. Don't you?
Yes, I do. This year, I'm still deciding on where we're gonna go. But anyway, with that, let's take another look at today's headlines.
The House Justice Committee votes to find probable cause to impeach Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno. The Bureau of Internal Revenue files tax evasion charges against Rappler. The United Nations vows to send a new special rapporteur that will investigate the country's war on drugs. Ilocos Norte celebrates National Women's Day with the annual Kine-Kine Dance Parade.
Thank you for watching another episode of the PNA Newsroom. To check out these and other stories, visit the PNA website or follow the Philippine News Agency on Facebook and Twitter.
For more stories about the government and all that it is doing for the Filipinos, look for these hashtags in all of our social media platforms and websites. And that's your daily dose of the hottest news
and the latest information that you need to know from the PNA Newsroom. I'm William Theo.
And I'm Pia Roses Morato. Good day.